Hey there, it's your boy Matt from Producer School. Hope everybody's doing good out there. How we doing? How we doing? Be sure to say hello if you're watching us. On Facebook primarily, but I'm also on YouTube right now and Twitch. So if any of you guys out there on YouTube watching or Twitch or Facebook, be sure to say hello. Once again, my name is Matt, the creator of Music Producer School. Thanks for joining me. So I did a little test live stream on Friday of last week. It's Tuesday today. I wanted to continue the lesson from Friday that we kind of got started. But most importantly, these first few live streams, I wanted to be sure to ask you guys what are the things that you would like to learn when it comes to music production. So just to give you a little background in case you missed it the last time on me, I have been a producer for about 15 years now, and I have managed to get multiple songs onto the charts. I've had my songs played in football stadiums. I've DJ'd also for many years and gotten to play in different clubs around the world. And it's been a really fun ride. And I thought it would be nice to start teaching some of you guys some of the tricks that I've learned. And that can cover all kinds of things with music. So you guys be sure to leave me a comment. Make sure you also share the stream with your friends so that we can get a bigger community going here. And I would love to see in the comments, let me know what the things are that you want to learn when it comes to music production, maybe playing music, or are there certain things that if you're a beginner, you're not really sure where to start out, or if you're a little more advanced, maybe you have some stuff that you keep getting stuck on. I know when I was starting out in music, I was pretty good at it, I thought, but then I would get in the studio with people, and especially when I moved to California and I was working in Los Angeles a good bit, I would go into the studio with these people that were just crazy, phenomenal musicians, and it really made me step my game up, and I learned that there's a lot of little tricks that can help you, basically stop from getting stuck whenever you're producing music. So once again, be sure to let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to continue on with the lesson from Friday, which I would definitely like to keep going with a little bit, which is on music theory. We had a question about music theory, and we had somebody say that they didn't really know much about music theory. So I wanted to kind of show you guys a couple little tricks with that just to get started. Especially if you're not familiar with music theory. So what's up? I see. I'm gonna be terrible with these names. I see. Is that Yelvis? What's up, Yelvis? Thanks for watching. And is it Ja or Ya? Hello. Thank y'all for joining. Good to see you. Hopefully everybody is getting something out of this. So let me switch over to. I'm going to switch over to my Ableton session here. And y'all let me know if this is coming through okay. There we go. All right, so I have just a simple, what's up, Joey? I have a simple, just basic Ableton session with a very basic piano on here. And the question on Friday was about music theory, and I didn't have my good piano thing hooked up to demonstrate this, but I do now. So I wanted to show you guys kind of some of the music theory stuff we were talking about. So this is the piano that I like to use to show off music theory stuff, because you can see the keys on here, and it also gives you the notes of the keys, which I think is pretty cool. So what I was talking about last Friday with music theory, one of the first main things you need to understand is the difference between major and minor. So if there's anybody on here that maybe knows this stuff already, this will be a little bit beginner for you. But really, learning music theory is one of those things that I put off for a long time, and I wish I would have done it sooner. So let's get into this. So basically, what's up, Francis? Yeah, Francis, we're going to cover rap, we're going to cover hip hop, we're going to cover EDM, we're going to cover everything. The thing that I'm covering today is more on the music theory side, so that when you say, you're writing a beat, and, a lot of people, and my experience was the same when I would start out making beats. I was pretty good at drums, but after a while, the beats would get a little repetitive and boring because there was no real like chords or melody stuff going on, and I didn't know enough about it to really write my own at the time, and this was when I was starting out. So the stuff that I'm showing here will help you basically always figure out how to add interest into your beats, and especially if you're a singer and a beat maker, of course, making your stuff more interesting. So what we were talking about Friday is if you have a chord, let's say an A chord, and we'll say a C sharp, and an E. That's an A chord right there. That's an A major. Now the only thing we have to do to make it a minor chord, and what I was explaining is that the major typically sounds a little more happy, and the minor typically sounds a little more sad. So this is your happy major chord. And all we have to do to make it a little sad or a little darker sounding is make it into a minor. So we're going to take that C sharp, which is the middle note in the chord, and we're going to bring it down just one step to a C. So listen to how it goes from kind of happy to sad. And then back to happy. So, for example, if you're writing a rap song, and let's say it's in a minor key, and it's kind of dark, it's, like let's say like a dark kind of like a Drake type beat. Well, a lot of times what would happen to me is I would be doing the beat, and I would get to the point where it's called basically like a bridge, where you kind of want to switch it up a little bit so that the listener doesn't get bored with the same chords. So like in A minor, you could do something like but then once you need to switch it up, before I was into music theory, I would only kind of just keep repeating those chords. So what you want to start learning how to do is learn how to put together chords, first of all. So the easiest way to put together a chord is starting, and the easiest way I find to learn this is to start with the C scale. So the C scale is your C note here, all the way up to the next C note up here. So in order to play a C major scale, all you have to do is just play all the white keys. So one cool little trick just immediately is if you're playing a song in a major key, you can start it off in C and then transpose it in the software later. So if I wanted to just start playing any kind of song just randomly, as long as I stick to the white keys and I start off on C, I'm going to be able to play something pretty cool. So check this out. And then in the bass notes down here with my left hand, I can just use any of the other white keys while I'm playing these chords up top. So just by using all those white keys like that, you can start to kind of put together some cool little chord progressions. But again, you want to start, if you're not familiar with this, all on the white keys, And then the cool little trick comes here. If you're just on the white keys and you go from C to C, that's a major scale. That's that happy sound. Now, what if we wanted to not do a happy sound? Like, again, if you're doing like a rap beat and you want it to be a little darker, a little meaner sounding. Well, in that case, we'd want to play a minor scale and a minor key. So all we have to do to make this C major scale on all the white keys, all we have to do to make it minor is instead of starting on the C note, start on the A note. And when you play from the A to the A on the white keys, that's now A minor. So C major and A minor, actually, they go together with each other. So every key that you have major, you have a minor key that goes with it. So for C major, nice and happy, the minor key to that is A minor. So all we have to do now is just shift the keys to A. And now you know how to play a minor scale. So starting from the C, we have a major scale. And then starting from A to A, that becomes the minor scale. All on the white keys, so you don't have to worry about the black keys right now. So again, that's cool because you can start writing music like this in C major or A minor, and then later on in the software, you can transpose it into whatever key you want. So let me show you a quick example of this in Ableton here I'm working in today. So let me get a quick little, let me see if I can get a quick little drum beat going here. Let's try, let's see what this sounds like. Let's do, let me make a little beat, will be a little easier. And I'll show you how this works in practice. Okay, so we got a little hi-hat loop here, and then let me throw some drums on this. Let me see if I have, yeah, I thought I had a Drake kit here. So I'll throw down a quick little drum beat and I'll show you how this major minor thing works. And then, so even what this is cool for also is like if you're remixing a song or if you're making something up from scratch, but it allows you to start writing pretty quickly and you can play around on a keyboard even if you don't know how to play keyboard. And you can write stuff pretty easily. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, let's get a snare. Alright, something like that. So I'm going to take this piano and let's say, like I said, we're doing like more of like a rap type beat, and we want to make it a little more darker. Instead of doing the C major scale, I'm going to use the A minor. So let's throw a little something in there, and I'm just going to use all the white keys on this. All right, I'm gonna quantize this. So right now it's nothing too special. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this piano over. And the cool part about what I was explaining with the major and minor scale is that, again, I'm just gonna play the white keys here, but now I'm gonna play a melody, and that's where this is really kind of cool, because, you know, chords are not super difficult once you learn how to use them, but the melodies especially are kind of tough, because when you're trying to write a melody and you don't really know, you know, which one of these keys goes with the chords. Like I said, if you start in this A minor key, where we know just going from A to A, and we're just using all these white keys, we know that we'll be able to make something pretty cool. So watch how this works. Whoop, I want to record a new track, not over my other one. Try that again. All right, something like that. So I like to start off with these simple pianos because they don't really sound like anything at first, but they make you concentrate on the actual chords and the melodies that you're writing. So that way you don't worry about, you know, fooling with the sounds all the time, because I'm sure all of us have sat there and messed with the knobs of a synthesizer for way too long. So I like to just do a simple piano and a simple melody piano first, and then once I get something going, at that point I'll start playing with the sounds. So let's make sure this is going to work for us first. Okay, so for example, I'm going to show you quickly how I would take something that doesn't sound like much right now, and how, if I was in the studio working with an artist, how I would start with something simple like this, and then the things that I would do to make it sound cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mute our melody, and I'm going to go to this piano here, and I'm going to take all these notes, and I'm just going to make them short like stabs. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a delay on them. So let's try the Echo Boy here. And I want to do like a dun 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 dun. Alright, so I've got Echo Boy here. I'm going to put it in time with the track, and let's see what this sounds like first. And I know that I want just, I think, no, I want the eighth notes. And we need it to feed back. And we want to filter it. Alright, cool. And I want to make these a little bit shorter, because I want it to kind of stab. And then I want these to be kind of loud. All right, cool. Make this one a little bit shorter. Okay, and then for this melody, let's pick a different sound here and get more of like a synthesizer kind of thing going to make it a little cooler. Let's see if we can do something with... Let's try Serum and see what we got in there. So once again, if any of you guys have any questions about stuff that you'd like to learn specifically, be sure to let me know, and I will do my best to cover them. We are going to cover all genres of music, but I just wanted to show you basically one of the first starting points when you're trying to learn how to produce. I can't stress enough music theory. You want to learn how to do some of this stuff because it's definitely going to help you in the long run. So let's see what we got now with Serum. Let's find us like some type of lead. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, so that sounds kind of cool, but it's a little abrasive, so I'm going to throw a reverb on it. And we'll make it kind of big. And then I'm going to throw a filter on it, which Ableton has a nice auto filter built into it. And we're going to start it off to where just the lows are coming through. So basically I want to, and this is called automation if you're not familiar with how this works. So I'm basically taking the frequency. So this filter is basically, this is all the frequencies coming through down here. And then as I bring this down, it's taking a lot of the high frequencies out. So up here, if you watch on this track, as I move this filter, you're gonna see that line move up. That's the frequencies that I'm taking in and out. So I wanna start it off very low, and we wanna finish it high, but then I wanna bring it back low again. And I can actually curve this line a little bit to make it a little more natural. So let's see what that sounds like. So I'm not getting enough in the beginning, so I'm going to let a little more through. So let's see what that sounds like with the other one now. Alright, so we need to bring this filter up a little bit more so we can hear it sooner. And then another thing that's important that I'm gonna teach a little bit more on later is the use of space. So on this lead sound, we're using a reverb, and reverbs kind of put you, I like to think of it, you know, in the type of space that the song is taking place in. So if we put this lead sound in this big space, and then this other piano with the chords is kind of dry, it's going to sound a little weird. So I'm going to copy this reverb over to our piano track, and I'm going to let the delays actually echo into the reverb. So let's see what that sounds like now. Alright, so that's cool. And then the same thing goes for the snare here that we're using. The snare is cool, but it's kind of dry. So we need to get some reverb on that snare as well. So let's copy this reverb, And I'm going to bring it over to this snare that we're using, which I believe is this one right here. And we probably don't need as much of the reverb. There we go. So now we have all of our instruments are in the same space. And you can do like how I'm doing right now, which is put the separate reverbs on each channel. Or you can also do something called sends and returns. And we'll get more into that later on, but I just wanted to do this quick one for you today. So this is now with all of our instruments in the same space. Let's take a listen. Cool. So the only thing at this point that I'm not really feeling is the kick pattern on these drums, and one thing that you'll see that happens quite often when you're producing is you'll start off, you know, with a drum pattern just to kind of get something started, and then after you start putting in your chords and your melodies and your rest of your instruments, you're going to realize, like, oh, the drums that I started off with don't necessarily sound like they go with the other instruments that you added. So don't be afraid to go back and change certain things, especially the kick drum. From all the years that I've been DJing, the kick drum, the pattern that you use, that can make or break a song. Because what happens is on 99% of songs out there, you're going to have a snare on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty much standard. So what really starts to give the song a certain feel is going to be your kick pattern. So like I said, I'll go in here now and kind of listen back, and I'll start changing the kick pattern so that it sounds a little bit better with the song. So let's see what we can do to do that. So what I think I'm going to do here, not to get too super crazy today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute all of those kicks. And I actually have, since this is more of like a hip hop beat, I actually have a plugin called Kick 808 Kick Gods. And I know, based on what we talked about earlier with the key stuff, I'm in A minor, right? So if I know I'm in the key of A minor, I can probably use an 808 kick drum that's tuned to the note of A, and it's going to sound pretty cool with this. So what I want to do is load up an 808, tune it to the A note, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Yeah, so something like that. That sounds pretty cool. So what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to copy my piano with the chords up top, and I'm going to come down here and just copy it into this kick channel, and I'm going to delete the top 3 notes, and I'm just going to keep the one bass note for each chord. And what that should do is it should make the kick follow the piano with the same notes in the bass, which means in the lower notes. So let's see what these sound like. Yeah, let's try that. So now that I got a better, cooler sound, what I want to do is I want to get all of these notes to the same length, and now I'm going to start adding a little more interest to the pattern. And then another cool little trick with 808s that you can always do, if I'm on this A down here, if I'm switching to another note, something that I like to do is I'll copy the A and go up 1 octave, which means it's the same note, except I'm going to just bring it up to another octave. So that check out what that sounds like. And then the same thing with this one. I'm going to copy it over here, but then I'm going to bring it to an octave above. So let's check this out now. So right here, I want to add a little more interest here. I'm going to shorten these up a little bit. So then from there, we got ourselves, you know, in you know, like 10, 15 minutes of working here, we got ourselves a little bit of a beat going. So, you know, from this point on, I would maybe spice it up. You know, you can always throw in some A's. Let's see, I have some vocal chants. Let's see if we could throw something like that in here. So yeah, Yimbel, Santana, thanks for the comment. Alexander, thanks. Francis, what's up from Nigeria? All y'all, thanks for watching today. We're going to be doing a lot more of this. I hope y'all are all producing your own stuff already. But we're going to be making a lot of fun stuff. So I hope y'all are enjoying it. So we'll throw in a couple vocal samples real quick, and we'll finish this one up for today. Alright, that's cool. Those always work. And that one, I want to be on the end. And let's do us a nice long delay on that last vocal chant that we got. And then let's also be sure to get our reverb that we used on that chant as well. And we'll make it nice and stupid big. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, that's cool. So I think that's about where I wanted to end it today, but I will show you one more quick thing on this. So again, this was basically today expanding on what we talked about on Friday, which was, you know, with music theory. If you just, like I said, I created this whole thing very quickly just using all of the white keys. All of the white keys on the piano. So you don't really need to know a whole lot of music theory to get started, and that's kind of what I wanted to show you today. We're going to get deeper into music theory and how you actually do build the chords, how you can learn all this stuff, you know, quote unquote, the real way. But like I said, you don't really need to know all of it in order to start using some of it and start making beats and making songs right now. I will show you this one other quick thing though with something like this that we got going. So we have this little beat going, and let's say I just duplicated it. And then one quick other little tip that I always like to do on stuff like this is on the last maybe beat, we'll cut everything except for the snare and that last little vocal chant. So it's going to give us a nice... Let's cut it all the way to the third beat. You can see up here I have my beat markers here. That's 8, measure 8, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4. So let's cut this off early. And we're just going to let that last little vocal chant ring out. And it'll be a nice little break in the beat. So let's try that. Yeah, so just like that, we've got ourselves a nice little track to start from. Of course, I would take this and, you know, make it a lot cooler, make it a little more interesting, add some cool stuff to it. But I just wanted, again, to show you how quickly you can start writing your own music as opposed to, you know, whether if you're into, and I do like sampling to make beats, and we're going to cover that as well. But I just wanted to, again, expand on that topic from Friday about how you can just take just the white keys on the keyboard and you can make a whole production just with that, you know, just like I just did. So, yeah, of course, there's more that we could add to that, but I just wanted to show that idea to you guys today, and girls, hopefully, if we got some watching as well. So make sure you guys share the stream, share it with your friends. Make sure you like the page. I'm going to be doing live streams every week like this. And once again, please leave me a comment and let me know the types of things that you want to learn when it comes to music production, what types of songs you want to make, what types of problems that you have when you're trying to make your own songs. We're going to cover everything from making beats like this, cover stuff like mixing, mastering. I'm going to show you how to remix. I'm going to talk about DJing, how to write songs, how to do lyrics. I've done it all, so I'm looking forward to helping everybody out. So please send me a message to the Facebook page, or else leave me a comment anywhere you see this video, and I'll be sure to answer it, and I'll try and incorporate some of it into the next live streams. Y'all just let me know. So that's going to be it for today. Once again, I'm Matt from Music Producer School. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I'll probably try and do another stream on Thursday. I will make an announcement from the page, so be sure to follow the page, and I will hopefully see y'all on Thursday. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.